Hey there, this is Chris, and today I'll be presenting my revised and final project for CSCI 3632. Before we get into this, I'd like to say thank you, Precious, for all the help and information you've given to me to create this project and make it possible. So, let's begin. The overall concept of this project is to create a simple to-do list that requires login credentials. This is the starting page of the project. So what you'll see is a basic login and registration form, in which a user enters credentials to register and log into the to-do list. So on the left is a login portion of the login page for existing users to access the to-do list, whereas the right is a registration form for new users to create an account. So let's make an account right now by creating a username and a password. So I'm just going to use my first initial with the last name and think of a password. It's simple. So going back to PHPMyAdmin, our login credentials have been stored right here. So after creating an account for the user, let's log into the to-do list like so. And here we are. So as you can see, the top of the homepage has a navigation bar that consists of a greeting to the user and a logout button for the user to log out the to-do list. And below this navigation bar is a display of the local date and time. Now, keep in mind the date and time display is from a JavaScript function that displays the local date and time in the user's area. So, the date and time is different depending on where you're at. After the display and time is the to-do list itself. Now, as you can see, there are three types of user input: the task title, due date, and a description to provide notes for each task. All three fields are required for a task to be added. So, if there's nothing or not all the fields are filled in, we get an error message. Now, just to do that example, see, nothing in the fields. It's telling us to fill in all the fields. Or if it's incomplete, let me just submit this. It still tells us to fill in all the fields and nothing is entered into the database. However, if all the fields are filled in, then we get a success message. So right now our list is empty. So let's start to fill it in. So first I'm going to enter a task name. Okay. Right here, something simple. Then the due date, let's see. Well, obviously I had to feed him tomorrow, so since today is the 23rd, 24, 19, and a description. Okay, let's think of a creative description here. More like, okay, don't forget to pet him, because we're all dog lovers. So we click create, and the task is then added to our to-do list, right here. So on the left, you can also see the number of the individual task. Keep in mind, it is not the ID of the task itself. The ID of the task is different in PHPMyAdmin. As you start to add more into the list, the task will start to be numbered in numerical order. So let's see, what should I do? Oh yes, I just remembered I need to water the plants. And I'll give myself probably somewhere around after Christmas. You know, gotta spend Christmas with the family first. And description, let's see, don't forget the, actually, here we go, get the fertilizer. Alright. Okay, so now we have two tasks. Let's make another one. Okay, I say buy medicine, because we all need help somehow. Alright, 30, 18. Okay, that should do it. So if we go back to PHPMyAdmin and we go into the task list, all our tasks are stored into the database. And as you can see, the IDs are different. So not all IDs are the same, which is what we want. You know what they say? People make mistakes. And I'm one of these people. So if you haven't noticed, there are two buttons beside each individual task, an edit and delete button. The edit button gives the user the ability to update the inputs for a task they desire to change, whereas the delete button is simply deleting the task from the list. So let's start to edit the task. So let's edit this one. As you can see, the create button has changed into an update button, and the information for a desired task has been auto-filled into the fields for convenience. So let's update it. I see that I've made some errors here, so I'm just going to add a little apostrophe. And I've just realized I have misspelled the word prescription. I'm not the best speller, but it's something. So we click the update button, and it shows here that our task has been updated. And how do we know that? We go back to the database, we refresh, wada boom. Our description has been updated. Now going back to the to-do list, let's see what it looks like when we delete a task. So let's see, I just realized that it actually rained 2 days ago, so there's really no need for me to water the plants. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete it. So we delete the task, it says the task has been deleted, now we only have 2 tasks. Back to the database again, refresh, that plant task has been deleted. And then once we're done with the list, we log out. So this is it for my final project. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration, and I would like to thank you, Precious, once again for giving me the help I needed to make this possible. And since the holidays are kicking in, Mele Kalikimaka and Happy New Year. Thank you for watching, and mahalo. So the overall concept of this project is to create a simple to-do list that requires login credentials and help and information you've given to me to create this project and make this 4, 5, 6. So if you haven't noticed, there are 2 buttons beside each individual task. An edit task and delete. God. So on the left of the log is the login proportion. Oh my god. Come on. After creating an account for the user, let's log into the to-do list like so. That's strange. What happened? Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you haven't noticed, there are 2 buttons beside each individual task. An update or edit, scratch that, edit, and delete button. The update button gives the user the ability to update the inputs for a task they desire to change, whereas the delete button is simply deleting. And as you can see, like if we go to our database, let's refresh this for a minute. Oops. Well,